Now I'm here to discussing the another topic, and which is also being there into introductory part of organization behavior, that is called approaches to organizational behavior studies. So before starting further, just try to understand what we said or what we understand, from approaches part. What exactly is all about approaches? Every organization, they deal with the various kind of a systems. So while dealing all these kind of a system in the organization, you have to work on one particular approach. And that approach, definitely we decide that which kind of culture that you are following in the organization, which kind of environment that you are having in the organization. And also this approach will help you to understand the different perspective of the human behavior. For example, in suppose I'm living into a joint family, and joint family, whatever kind of a approach which is being followed by my grandparents, definitely it would be transferred to their next generation, and definitely it would be transferred to the current generations. So they are adopting the same kind of approach. Yes, there may be a changes into their behavioral pattern, because definitely there is a difference of the past, present, and the future, and the people get changes day by day, but they are following a one particular approach while dealing in day to day things into that into their home. So in the same manner, organization are working into a one particular approach. So one particular approach will define the environment and the culture and the behavior patterns of the people, those who are working into organization. So these are the four approaches. Generally, these are the very important four approaches. One is a human resource approach, another is a contingency approach, next is a productivity approach, and the last is system approach. Now here I'm going to discuss each approach into elaborate manner. So here comes the first one, human resource approach. Human resource approach means definitely you are more focusing on your human resource. This is your central power, central point. So every time you are thinking about their human resource competencies, their creativities, and you always looking to the fulfillment of your human resource objective. So this approach also been called as a supportive approach, because your manager always be there into a supportive manner. He is always been looking towards the contributing for people growth, their performance, and that would lead towards the success of any organization. Moving ahead to the another approach, which is called contingency approach. Now this kind of approach also called as a situational approach. Situational approach means, so whatever situation will come to you, you have to deal according to the situation. So you are not stick towards a one particular approach system. So you are more focused on situations, and every situation is differ from previous situation. So you have to find it out the solution, you have to find it out the way, and you find it out the challenges in this particular situation, and then you work according to the same one. So that's why we also called this approach is more disciplined, more systematic, and the research oriented, because while dealing with the situation, you have to be very, very conscious, very systematic, and then after you can looking towards achieving the goal under this particular approach. Coming to the another approach, which is called productivity approach. Now here the organization deal the productive manner, the lesser input but the more is output. So productivity in terms of everything, whatever resources that they are working in the organization, they deal all resources into a same manner. They wanted them to be productive in all aspects. So they focus more on productivity. So they also they major focus on how to utilize all these resources into effective manner, so that we can follow the same kind of principle, that the lesser input but the higher is the output. Coming to the last system approach. Now this system approach means, now here the system approach taken consideration as a whole, united. All systems are, interrelated with each other. The organization work like as a one group, whole groups. Fine. So all department, they are responsible towards each other. Mutual contributions are there. So basically under the system approach, they are emphasizes on the activity of all departments. They are working together, and everybody, they are so concerned towards one particular objective of a organization, and everybody feels so responsible towards the system. So all approaches are very good in their formulations, that depend that one particular organization following a which kind of approach. So every approach has some kind of advantages, but every approach having a kind of disadvantages as well. So you need to understand that if you are following a one particular approach in the organization, so how your people are dealing towards the same kind of approach. So once you have knowledge of all approaches, you can easily adopt a suitable approach for your organization. So that will help you to deal with the people in the organization, understand the people behavior in the organization, and ultimately you have to achieve the goal of the organization. So thank you once again. Hope this topic will give you the broader concept about this approaches towards the organization behavior. Thank you so much.